Can you please state your name and what band you're from for the cameras? Thank you.
Are you rolling? Okay. Well, my name is Sean Jenkins, as you probably already know. And my band name is the Jenkins Six. Phenomenal choice on both parts. Well, I didn't choose my own name, but I think it works quite well.
Okay. Now let's start with the band name. Why are you called the Jenkins Six? I mean, there's only 4 members in your band.
Well, that is true. There are only 4, but logically thinking, we sat down, we had a very large discussion about this. And well, my surname obviously being Jenkins, and being the lead singer, we had to include my name in it. That was just all there was to it. And we were thinking for a while. And we thought to ourselves, there's already a Jackson 5. And let's be honest, if we call ourselves the Jenkins 4, we're not going to sound as good as them, are we? 5 is obviously much better than 4. So we'll call ourselves the Jenkins 6, because we're one better than the Jackson 5. See what I mean?
Okay, why don't you tell us about how the band formed?
How the band formed? Huh. It's quite a colourful story. It's really interesting, actually. Well, it all started when I went to the welfare and I met Dom in the line at welfare. It's quite hilarious, really. And we used to speak about what we spent our checks on every fortnight. And funnily enough, we both spent it on cannabis. So immediately we had this connection, you know, like there was some kind of spiritual energy that connected us. So we got to talking every fortnight in that line, and we met up for a beer one time, and we actually got quite smashed. And you know what? For some ridiculous reason, a music store was open at that hour. Don't even ask. I went in. Guess who was behind the counter? It's fucking Vinny. Fucking Vinny. Yeah. The fucking drummer. Hilarious. So what happens? I buy this guitar. He gave it to me at like a quarter of the price. I don't know. Maybe it was the drunken charisma that I was carrying. Maybe. I'm going to go with that. And well, he was without a doubt the shittest drummer I've ever seen. But he had something about him that was just electric. So we asked him to join the band. That's how he came along. And well,
he's still a pretty shit drummer, but the thing is, he's still got that likeable vibe. I mean, we get a lot of Twitter comments about, well, how useless his ability is. And well, we basically just tell him to get fucked, because at the end of the day, it's all about your capacity to make women want to fuck you.
Now, speaking about women, you've had numerous female companions along the journey. Now, are you actually looking for love, or is it more just good sport?
Well, it's quite funny you should say that. At the end of the day, well, it's as you said, I've had a lot of female companions, and I like to have fun. I always focus on pleasing a woman. No, actually, that's a lie. I focus on pleasing myself, but I do try and make women happy. I do, and when they're throwing their panties at me all the time, who am I to say no? But inside, there's something screaming at me that I just want someone to hold me and take care of me. And I thought I found that person. There was a girl, a Belgian prostitute. Her name was Janka. Tell you what, she was a work of art, she was. She was fucking... She had these legs that went for like miles. And she always spoke in this Belgian accent, believe it or not. It was fucking hilarious. always made me laugh. She usually got a bit offended by that, but she took it in a good way. Like she never really, she only hit me a few times, but I found it kind of a little bit kinky, you know. And well, after the 17th time I'd seen her. See, I wasn't famous at that time, like I am now. I bet she's kicking herself now. But it was the 17th time I caught up with her, and well, look, everything went perfect. It was another beautiful, beautiful meeting. And I like to think there was a mutual love. But as soon as I finished, and she asked for my dollars, well, the check bounced for my welfare, and she ran off, and she got a pimp to hit me a few times. Well, I started to think she wasn't so keen then. Like, I thought I'm not gonna lie, it was real touchy, but I got a bit offended, and well, I tried to see her another couple of times, but yeah, she wasn't so interested. But can we move on? I haven't mentioned this since, and I don't like bringing it up.
Now, you've had such a hasty rise to fame. Has that been hard on you?
Well, look, it has been hard because, well, look, I go to the supermarket to buy milk now, and I get swamped with, you know, with all the media and ridiculous amounts of fans. Like, and again, women. It's unbelievable how much. But the scariest thing of all is, well, what I like to think is a turning point in the Jenkins 6 career is when I came up with the hit single, I'm not gay, I'm just big boning. Like, all the gay people in the community started throwing themselves at us too. And so then I thought we just spiraled out of control. Everyone was just, we had the media, we had the boys and the girls. It was like there was no one left on earth that didn't absolutely adore us. So I found it hard. I found it hard to try and appeal to all audiences because there's only so much I can give, you know. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yes. Now, there have been well-documented troubles between your group. Would you like to comment on them?
Well, look, in all honesty, me and Dom, as soon as the band formed, funnily enough, he stopped smoking weed. Naturally, that didn't go down too well with me. Like, I enjoyed it, and he didn't, and well, that was what bonded us, you know. And for him to throw that away, it was like him pulling my heart from my chest and eating it in front of me, literally like munging it down. So that wasn't cool. So we haven't really spoken since, really. Well, much. We speak business on the odd occasion. I fucking love Tommy. I've got not a bad thing to say about him. I mean, he's got those gorgeous locks that I just, you know, sometimes I just put my hands in them and just get lost touching him. I know it sounds a little gay, but you know, we're like family, and I just love the guy. Is that weird? That's not weird. Of course.
Maybe a little.
A little weird. I mean, seriously, like, we care for each other. Like, he's got my back, I've got his. Occasionally, I'm really... Look, it can get really cold in England, and sometimes I don't feel like the company of a woman. And I don't do anything sexual with him, but we'll kind of just spoon each other, and we take turns of who the big spoon is, and who, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay. Now, you recently checked out of rehab. Has fighting your drug addiction, how has that affected you and your career and your music?
Well, personally, I don't think it's affected the music at all. Like, look at us. We're still at the top, aren't we? We're still the best. We're still the Jenkins 6. I mean, what more can I say? I've given everything for this band. I've bled for them. I've snorted, and I've done this for the good of the band. I feel that I take the drugs and party as hard as I do for the band. It's not for myself. I mean, sometimes I don't want to party. Well, I do, but maybe not quite as hard as I do. And I feel the image I have to uphold has a lot to do with the amount of drugs I take. Because let's be honest, that's a cool thing to do. It's what we do. And rehab can't contain me. Let's be honest, they had to release me because I'm awesome. It's pretty simple.
Okay. Now, what do you see for the future for the Jenkins 6?
I think that at the end of the day, we're just going to be nothing but better. I mean, if that's even possible, because let's be honest, the Jenkins 6, we're a hit. We play music like absolute gods. I mean, we're already on T-shirts with Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain and fucking Angus Young. I've seen T-shirts. Well, our producers made them, and I thought they looked kind of cool. He hasn't actually released them yet, but I think they'll take off. That to me spells out a bright future. Sean Jenkins.
Thank you, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. Now go out and fucking buy my album. Seriously, do it.